Hello everyone, it's Heather. I'm back with a new video, and before I get into this video, I just want to do kind of just a general wellness check for everybody. I know everything that's going on has been like really stressful for a lot of people and scary, and just like not knowing everything that's happening. I don't know how many of you know this, but I do work in a pharmacy and I work full time. So I basically see up front every day exactly what's happening all the time. And yeah, I'm required to wear a mask and gloves now at work, and it's, it could be better things, but hopefully with, social distancing and, staying home and not going out if you're sick, obviously washing your hands, continuing to do all these things, please, help. If you're susceptible to illness or anything, please stay home, as much as you possibly can. I hope everyone's doing well. Myself, I'm doing fine. I have a killer immune system for some reason. I don't know why, but probably working as long as I have in retail and as a cashier, and I've probably built up such an immunity at this point. All the more reason why no one should be near me, because who knows, I might have it and I'll give it to you and I'll never know it. So, just, stay home if you can. I understand that people need to go run out and get food and medicine and things like that, but don't, coming from a cashier standpoint, don't come in the store if you need a soda. Don't come in the store if you want, like, candy. I was like, you don't need that. Just stay home, please. Okay, so moving along. So this week's video, I'm going to be talking about Disney's 10th animated full-length feature, which is Melody Time. And this movie came out in 1948. It's kind of like the most underwhelming title of any Disney film that I can possibly think of, honestly, because Melody Time is just, it doesn't, they're all melodic, so it doesn't really tell you anything about this movie. So this is another package film, and there's 7 short featurettes / animations that are included in this. First animation of this film is Once Upon a Winter Time. This is probably the most memorable piece to me. I believe I saw this pretty repeatedly on either the Disney Channel or I don't know if anyone remembers sing-along songs. It's like a VHS like film of different like random featurettes from different films and different like cartoons and different random Disney things, and I think this was one of them. I think there was one from 89 or 1990, and that was probably the one it was. So I'm not entirely sure, but I do remember this one really well. The imagery of this animation, it's very memorable to me, especially the vivid colors. These two lovers that were like young, and they're kind of, just going on a date and skating, and it's cute. And the girl's name is Jenny. I looked it up, and she I remember mostly like her dress, like the different colors of her dress. That was like one of the most vivid things in my head. And as soon as I saw it again, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. But also like the sounds of the ice breaking. It's like a very like specific sound. And then the bunny touching the ice water, like the shape that the bunny becomes after touching the ice water. These are all things that like stuck out in my head like pretty vividly, and I remember them really well, so it was kind of nice watching it again. So the next one's Bumble Boogie. This kind of feels like a spiritual sequel to Without You from Make Mine Music. It's just kind of like a bunch of just shapes and sounds, and a bee flies around and gets attacked by a bunch of flowers and then some eyes and then some musical notes for some reason. I don't know why everything's attacking the bee, but it's just like the Flight of the Bumblebee, the song, and I like the jazzy version of this song. I think it's really fun. Next one is like kind of like a long actual animation story piece, which is The Legend of Johnny Appleseed. I have like weird feelings about this one. So a lot of similar imagery and callbacks from other animations, I feel. So I'm sure like a lot of the same animators were working on like these different like films and stuff, because Disney didn't have like a whole ton of like a huge like animation studio at this point. It was just like a few people like kind of like working in a small studio, but you could definitely tell it was kind of some of the same animation style, and it definitely came over to this one. So I kind of feel like Johnny is a Disney princess, kind of, because he's like talking to animals, they follow him around, and they do whatever he wants, and so maybe Johnny can be a honorary Disney princess. The message, I feel like, is kind of weird, because so Johnny's like, it starts out, Johnny Appleseed's like sees some pioneers going by moving out west, and he's like, oh, I want to do that, that looks really nice, I want to move. And then his mentor's ghost just comes out from somewhere. I don't know why he's dead. I can't remember why he's dead. Maybe they explained it, but I don't remember at all. But he just comes out and he's like, nah, just plant these apple seeds instead. You don't want to be a pioneer. So Johnny doesn't even question it, so it just becomes the only thing he ever does the rest of his life. This is the only thing he does, is just plant apple seeds and just make apple trees. I think it's kind of a little morbid or like macabre, because he dies at the end, and then the mentor comes back, and then he talks to Johnny's ghost, and then he says, well, you're not dead too, but guess what? You're gonna be planting apple seeds in heaven now. So, no rest for the wicked, I guess. There's also like a little cameo of Dale. He's in there, and I was like, no Chip, just Dale. I thought that was kind of cute. And okay, so next one we're gonna move on is Little Toot. So the ships are the characters and the boats. So it kind of feels like another Cars universe kind of film, like Pedro, like the little plane. It sure doesn't mess around, seriously. So Little Toot is a little jerk. He just goes around causing shenanigans to everyone, and everyone thinks he's super annoying because he is. And especially to his dad, he's just trying to work and do his job, and Little Toot's just like, I'm gonna just get in your way because I'm bored, I'm a little kid. So, Little Toot possibly, he kills hundreds, possibly thousands of people because he gets a big ship to crash into the city, basically like essentially trips him, with quotes. But the ship crashes into a city, which destroys tons of like property and buildings, and who knows how many people died, because so Little Toot is possibly a murderer. So are the big ships sentient? It doesn't really explain this. I guess there was like a couple at the end that were kind of shown to be like, that have like personalities and stuff, but it didn't really show much of them really, like a lot. It just kind of seemed like they're regular ships. It didn't seem like they had like they were alive or anything. It's not really explained. So Little Toot, he also gets arrested by cop boats, which I thought was funny. And then he gets banished from the dock, I guess. And then pushed out into the ocean. And then it's just, I kind of feel like when you've asked this many questions about a film or an animation or anything, you know it's weird. So, next one, trees. I thought this one was kind of weird because it was like just a short piece, which is good, but it just shows different trees during different seasons or weather and then the trees are just, they're shown to be very surreal, almost fake looking. Like, it kind of seems like the animators purposely either drew them really weird or they didn't use reference. And I'll just show an image so you guys can like understand what I'm talking about. Next one is Blame It on the Samba. We get one more leftover from Saludos Amigos, it feels like. Sadly, there's no Pedro Pistoles, which is really sad. Only that damn raccoon bird. It's really annoying. I think Disney just really liked the live action and animation combination. It's the last one. Pecos Bill. So this is an interesting one because this has got some history to it. So basically it's a story about a crazy man who likes to scream and smoke. I definitely remember watching this at some point because I very much can remember the scene of Slewfoot Sue when she comes in bouncing into space. So she like falls on the back of her dress and then bounces higher and higher until she ends up in space. And then I think it's interesting because the most exciting thing about this piece is that it's on Disney Plus, the original animation, completely intact. If you don't know, basically what happened was Pecosville was animated in the 40s, obviously. One of his main characteristics is that he smoked all the time. And they animated that out. They bleeped it out, basically. For a long time until last year when Disney Plus came out, and now you can see the cigarettes again. It's not great. I feel like censorship shouldn't. I don't know. Censorship ruins things, honestly, because you don't know what happened. How do we learn from history if we don't know what actually happened during it? So I don't think kids are gonna like start smoking cigarettes because it's all like a 1940s animation. You know, how many kids are even watching it? So who knows? Anyway, the point is, I'm glad that the original is in the Disney Plus version, and I was really happy to see it in reality because I'd only seen like clips, like little images of it here and there, and now I can actually see it, so which is awesome, and anyone can watch it. So, talk about this drawing a little bit, and first I want to just apologize that the beginning did get cut off because I didn't save the first part of the animation, so I'm sorry about that. This is probably why I shouldn't draw after an 8-hour shift at work, so, but, I just drew Sloof Sue because I thought about drawing Jenny from the Once Upon a Winter Time, but I feel like Sloof, I don't know, she's just kind of like not as, her personality is not as great. Like, Sloof Sue at least seems like a cool person to be around, so that's why I drew her, and I think she'd be pretty cool person to be friends with. And, yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Again, please be safe, be healthy, take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, call your grandparents if you need to. If you have any, call your family and your friends. But just be in contact with people, you know. And I, you know, keep continuing to support artists that are possibly struggling. A lot of people I even know in reality and like in my life are like having a hard time, you know, coping with all this, and it's just, you know, do what you can to like support people if you can. If not, I understand, it's, you know, it's hard times and everything, so at the very least, you know, like, comment, subscribe to people. You know, I appreciate all the like, comments, and subscribes I get, definitely, but please continue to, you know, search for other artists that may need more help, and it's really easy to find them, so, you know, all you have to do is look. And I just want to thank you guys for watching my video. Thanks for sticking around with me, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a great one. Bye, everyone. Thank you, as always, to my patrons, Andrew Lindo, Ben Wright Human, Brandon Tinge, Colin Warmbrought, Council of Geeks, Dark Leap Master, Hexapus Inc., Jack Mahanteni, Jesse Girona, Merrick Bennett, Story Comic, and as always, a very special thank you to my $10 patrons, Corbin Koval and Steve Zarzinski.